All right, hi everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates and your loved ones. If you don't celebrate, but today is a bank holiday, a public holiday where you live. Congratulations to you. Happy Easter. If you do not celebrate and it is not a public holiday or a bank holiday where you live, well, all the same, it's good to have you on the show. If you do celebrate, but it's also not a holiday, I mean, sorry, that must be a bummer. But I'm sure that wherever you listen to this, anywhere in the world, it's good to have you on the show. Whether you listen on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, on Substack, it's good to have you on the show. It's good to have you on the show. This is the third episode of Money That Is Intercontinental. Again, we called it that name because we're talking about cross-border payments, money moving across borders for businesses and for supplies. On the show with me is the ever brilliant, beautiful Hasana.
Hi everyone. Hi Femi.
Hasana's voice always sounds like
Happy.
it can solve the trade war. Donald Trump should just come and rent his voice. I mean, guys, is it me or does she have that voice? Come on, let us know wherever you're listening from. Let us know.
You're making me
Um,
blush. Then I'll get
oh,
distracted.
well, we don't want guys. We don't want her to get distracted, do we? But hey, but let me backtrack a bit. You want to do payments in the bank. The bank says this payment is going to take 3 business days. What that basically means is that if you send the payment on a Friday, it will get to its destination on Wednesday because Saturday and Sunday are not business days. Now everybody understands it's a weekend. So, but when there's a holiday, a bank holiday or a public holiday, it means that your payments are going to be extra delayed. So if, for example, you send the payment on a Monday and Tuesday happens to be a bank holiday or a public holiday, by the time you add 3 business days, your payment will arrive when? On a Friday. So it takes the entire week. And that's what we're talking about today. So, Asuna, what do you think about payments and holidays?
Yeah, so here in Nigeria, Easter is not just like one long weekend. It's basically a national pause. Good Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's Easter Monday. So that's like 4 full days where the banks will be closed and everybody is basically resting. So if you're running a business, especially one that works with international partners, that pause can create serious problems for your business.
Right, right. Especially when you need your stock in time so that you can catch the demand. You've talked about Good Friday, you talked about the weekend, you talked about Easter. For Christians, some people go as far as celebrating Resurrection Sunday, Resurrection Monday. There's a whole lot going on. And the payment you sent on a Good Friday may not land until Tuesday or Wednesday the following week. I think that, there's a whole lot of payments that could be affected by this. Salaries, payment to suppliers, whether that's suppliers that you've already received goods or suppliers that you intend to buy from, and sometimes it might even be new orders that you need to lock down before it goes out of the factory. If you have a delay in that order, you could miss a very important client. You could miss salaries. You could miss deliveries. You could miss, and your business depends on that, right? I mean, Hassan, have you ever had that experience where you go to a store, your favorite store? Maybe you want to pick up a dress, you want to pick up your favorite makeup, or some gear, and you get there and like, oh, we don't have it yet, and you've been waiting. Have you ever had that experience?
Definitely, 100%. I mean, I just lost something that I wanted basically. So I'm probably not going to trust that person anymore because I feel like the person is always disappointing just because of that one issue. So yes, there's going
Mm,
to be unhappy customers. Basically, the
mm,
whole supply chain is now has K leg now.
mm. For those who don't know, K-leg is a Nigerian colloquialism. As in urban English, it just means that there are challenges. That the whole thing is messed up, right? So that's what that word means there. So if you're not Nigerian and you hear K-leg, that's what it means. I've had an experience before, and ultimately how it ended is I took my business elsewhere. My own end of the bargain. I also have clients that are relying on me, and there is a limit to which I can keep giving excuses to my clients because the store or the supplier does not have in stock. So I'm therefore forced to go elsewhere. For example, I remember earlier in the year I wanted to purchase a small inverter, and there's a shop in my area that sells. So I get to the shop, and he doesn't have in stock. And I've gone there, I think 2 or 3 times, I don't remember now, and he still doesn't have. And I know the owner of the inverter needs it because power supply was a little shaky at that time. So I had to, go elsewhere to go look for an alternative. And the alternative I got was more expensive. But at that point, I didn't have much options because my regular supplier was not available. But let's talk about what there should be a smarter way around this. So let's talk about what smart businesses are doing right now. How are they navigating this challenge? I think the biggest thing that's happening right now is people are endangering trust. They are building trust. So to engender trust is basically means to build trust. And one good way to build trust is to ensure that your funds arrive on time or around at the time you say it's going to get there. And this is not just about Easter. So we're talking about Easter because it's his Easter holiday, but
Well, like you said earlier, for instance, now we there might be a pause here because of Easter, but the people in India, China, are not all these. Basically, work doesn't stop for them. Holidays don't sink. There's no operation that is waiting for anybody, and you cannot afford to be the weak link in the chain. So with this,
mm,
you can use one remit. Use it to avoid lag. Basically, because you have to do what it takes for your partners to be happy. Your partners on the other side
mm,
of the world. And one remit.
mm,
That's all one remit is for. That's basically what it was built
mm.
for.
I think if there's any one thing that stands out to me in all this, One Remit helps businesses do a lot of things. But if there's one thing that One Remit stands out to me that by doing, it's strengthening relationships. Business is all about relationships, and between your customers, between your suppliers, between your clients, between your the government, between your basically your internal relationships. It's a hub of relationships across different directions, horizontally and vertically. And as in the payment side of things, One Remit can help you strengthen those relationships by ensuring that the funds get to where they need to get to on time. There is no excuses. There is no holiday lag. There is no holiday delay. There is no how do I put it now? There are no issues because I have to do this and that and this, but the payments get to where they need to get to on time. So basically, to sign up for OneRemit, you go to oneremit.co. That is ONEREMIT.co. Again, that's ONEREMIT.co. One more time, ONEREMIT.co. And then you click on Talk to Sales. There's a button right there on the website, top right corner on the you know desktop version and on your mobile phone. You click on that and fill the form. There's a form there, and once you do so, a member of our team would get across to you and onboard you for your business. And this, like I said, last week we were speaking to a business that pays suppliers in China, the Nigeria and the pay suppliers in China, and they were sharing with us some of the challenges that they had. And it's the same thing. So whether you're doing business in Nigeria with a business in China, or you are doing business money in the US, in the UK, in Europe, or you are a supplier and you want to solve that problem for your buyers. So your buyers are complaining, oh, we can't seem to get payments done and so on. Oneremit can help. That's two way right now. Number one, you are a business and you want to pay your suppliers, right, in China, in Europe, in the US, and the UK, or you are a supplier wanting to solve this problem for your clients. People want to buy from you, but they keep complaining, oh, we can't pay, sending money is a problem, foreign exchange, and so on. Go to oneremit.co. That's ONEREMIT.co. Click on the button Talk to Sales, and we will get back to you. Hassan, any last words?
Well, I think you have said it all. So yeah, just check out Oneremit and just basically see for yourself.
I wish you all the love and care. Shout out to my co-host with the amazing voice, Hasna.
Shout out to you
Thank,
too.
thank you. And from all of us at Oneremit, we say, see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.